Good evening, I'm Greg Sharpe. Our sports ticker tonight brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Amy Williams Huskers left this afternoon for Champaign, Illinois. They will face the Illini tomorrow night at 7. Our pregame coverage here on the network will begin at 6:45. Earlier today, it was announced that Izzy Bourne and Jazz Shelley had earned academic all-district honors. Tonight on the hardwood, 6th-ranked Iowa at number 7 Maryland. That one will tip off at the top of the hour. In the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks fired their head coach Nate McMillan today. The Hawks are currently 29-30 and in 8th place in the Eastern Conference. Men's basketball in the Big Ten side, it's number 17 Indiana visiting Michigan State. That'll be at 8 o'clock tonight. Big Ten baseball this afternoon. West Virginia is knocking off 13th-ranked Maryland 8-5. They're in the bottom of the ninth. Top of the ninth, Indiana leads Miami of Ohio 13-5. Husker women's gymnast Clara Colombo has been named a nominee for the AAI Award presented to the nation's top gymnast. She is one of 39, one of 8 out of the Big Ten Conference. The 1890 Initiative helping Husker student athletes navigate name, image, and likeness. To learn more or donate, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now, coming up, Hour 1, Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Quarter Heidi for 3, you betcha! Top of the key off the assistant show.
4 seconds on the clock. Jamarcus Lawrence got it! Bang! Bang!
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are, back for another night of Sports Nightly. So glad you've decided to spend a little bit of time with us here on a Tuesday night. I've got a gripe here.
Uh-oh.
What did you do with all the snow? I was looking forward to coming back and playing in the snow a little bit, and it's all gone.
Isn't it coming again?
Just a little bit.
Okay, well, it felt like, I told you yesterday, it felt like San Diego weather yesterday. It was nice yesterday during the day.
Man.
So
I did get to use my snowblower last week, though. I was so excited.
I know. It's like, you got plenty of it last week. It's fine.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. No, it was, I'm not complaining. I'm not griping about it.
That was a lot of snow to get rid of in about 4 days.
Yes.
That's impressive.
And there's still going to be piles that are going to take a while, but
they will. They will.
I was not sad to see it melt.
When the plane landed, I'm looking out the window. I'm like, what in the heck? Where did it all go? It's gone.
I mean, I'm not. You said you could gripe. I have no gripes. I am happy about it.
Oh, it was so pretty, though.
It really was.
It was nasty driving. The roads were terrible for about 8 or 9 hours. It was one of the worst drives I've ever had going from Lincoln to Omaha to catch that flight last week.
Really?
Terrible. There was like whiteout conditions and trucks were kicking snow up and you couldn't see. And
I didn't leave my apartment other than to just hold my leash out to let my dog go potty.
That's smart.
And he didn't even want to go out there, and he loves the snow. He's like part husky, I think, but he loves it out there, and he didn't even want to go out there. But I was supposed to have an interview, and then it got moved.
Well,
I was supposed to do.
They canceled school.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. I was supposed to do Coach Hoiberg's show for you, and then it ended up everything getting moved. So I ended up just not leaving my apartment.
That was wise. It was a very good move to do that. All right, here's what we have on the program tonight. We're going to talk some Husker football with Damon Benning. Going to join us here in a couple minutes. Have not talked to DB for a little while, so looking forward to catching up with him. Hour number 2, you've been doing these series of reports on Title IX athletes, great athletes, and people who have had an influence on Husker sports down through the years. I'm looking forward to the one tonight.
Yeah, you would, and so would Andrew. She's a soccer star, one of the best goalies to ever play, or the best goalie, probably, arguably.
Did you pick this for Andrew?
No, but it worked out that this was his last week, and we're going to talk a little soccer today. But she not only had a great Husker career, still owns like Big 12 records because she played back when Nebraska was still in the Big 12. She still owns Big 12 records, program records, almost every goalie record possible. Karina LeBlanc, she went on to be an Olympian and play at the World Cup, and then she was the leader of CONCACAF, and then now she's a general manager in the Professional Women's Soccer League. So can't wait for you guys to hear that. She was incredible. I mean, I told you, she came back during football season to be honored for the Title IX series, and I sat down and I was like, that was one of the best interviews I've ever done. I mean, she was unbelievable, so I can't wait for everybody to hear that one.
Great. We'll have that coming up in hour number 2. Also in the second hour, you mentioned that Lincoln felt like San Diego Well, something that makes you think about San Diego and the beaches.
Beach
volleyball.
volleyball.
It starts later this week. We're going to talk to the head coach, not John Cook,
Yep.
Jalen Reyes. How about that?
It'd be fun.
You know, he grew up in Hawaii, so he grew up playing beach volleyball. That's really where he cut his teeth learning the sport, was the beach part of it. He obviously transitioned that indoors to play team indoors, but I mean, I'm looking forward to talking to him, maybe getting some old stories about playing on the beaches in Honolulu.
Well, and you have to make sure, well, I don't know if you asked him, but apparently Nicklin Hames is helping out, and she's having to hit a lot of balls, and her arm has been sore. She had to ice it after the first day. So that was her first time. This is her first time being a coach, not a player, in this setting. So there's a lot of fun storylines, and every time I've talked to a player after beach, they talk about how great of a workout it is.
Right. And it's just different on the legs. You don't take the pounding of the hardwood or whatever surface they use on the indoors.
And they get to go to Hawaii, right, or somewhere warm every year.
That's rough, right? That's really rough. All the freshmen are here
Yes.
for the Husker volleyball team. So looking forward to hearing that. And I'm hearing rumblings that we might be getting another kicking back with the Cooks soon.
Yes, I've heard that as well. I'm working on another performance podcast series that highlights NAPL, and Coach Cook is big in the NAPL, and it was fascinating having the conversation with him, because he goes into detail about how every time the newcomers come in, and they just took the freshmen up and the newcomers and did a bunch of, the scientific work with them. And again, I'm no expert on NAPL, but it's fascinating all the things that they can do. They can compare them to all of the greats that have come here. They can measure their swings and all of that. And so they've been, the freshmen have gone through the gauntlet of everything that you have to do to participate. They've gone through it all, NAPL, everything. So I can't wait to see them in action. I mean, I know they are very, very excited about this group. They reload every year, but I think this is a really special group that they brought in.
There's been some chatter that Kennedy Orr's not going to compete in beach. Will be one of the things we'll ask Coach Reyes coming up in hour number 2. Kennedy obviously looks to be the setter moving forward, but she's got to stay healthy. That's been her biggest issue. She can't stay healthy enough to play.
Yep.
So, all right, I think this dropped, Jessica, last night where you were on the air, and so you may have I didn't catch all the show last night, but the Huskers have announced their spring football practice schedule. They're going to do it all after spring break. In the past, some of the coaches have done 3 or 4 practices and then gone away for spring break and then come back and finish it up. But they're going to do it all after spring break. Spring break is March 12th through the 19th, so the first spring practice will be March the 20th. You get 14 practices, and then you get your game. The spring game, as everybody knows, is April the 22nd. So the 20th, today is the 21st. We're roughly a month away from them having spring practice.
I feel like that's a good call. And, even when I was at Oklahoma, the coaching staff did that, where they took off. They started and then took a break. But for implementing a new system and, offense, defense, and then new coaches and all that, I feel like it would be a little bit of a setback if you started and you went a couple weeks and then you took a week-long off. And a lot of those guys will work out during that time. They did. I mean, we talked to a few of them last year that they worked out, and they really worked out hard during spring break. But it's still, you're not getting those reps consistently when you take off that time during spring break. So I was glad to see that they are going to wait till after spring break.
I agree. I think if you had a staff that had been here 4 or 5 years, I don't know that it's as big a deal as this group, because they're putting in all new stuff.
Yep.
And I know the players probably wanted to get here soon. They obviously all want spring break to get here really soon, and it will be on the 12th of March. But it'll be a full run up through there. The ticket sales are in the mid-40s, 40,000 some tickets for the spring game. A lot of people like to wait and kind of see that extended forecast. What's it going to be like on April 22nd? If it's really nice, yep, we're going.
I mean,
I can't blame them.
Yeah, no. But hopefully by then, April 22nd will be decent.
Dryce in our YouTube chat room says, yep, I just checked the beach volleyball roster, and Kennedy Orr's not listed on there. Okay, I hadn't done that. Dryce, thank you for checking on that. I had not picked up on that.
Confirmed, yep.
So confirmed on that. So that's our show tonight. Going to have some fun. Looking forward to talking to DB here in a little bit. Now, you need to be nice to him.
Why?
He feels like he gets picked on sometimes when he joins.
Oh, my.
And I try to be as nice as I try to be the referee here with everybody.
I mean, the referee, more like the
Stop giggling over there, Andrew. I hear that little giggles coming from the other side of the curtain over there.
I mean, the instigator over here. But no, I mean, I will be on my best behavior.
All right. Well, I'm glad that he was able to come on the program here tonight. So that's what we have. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Andrew told me a little quick tidbit before I go to the break here that after the Huskers' big win on over the weekend on Sunday against Maryland, that the McGowans were there. It's
Yes.
All-Star week for the NBA, so a lot of guys have a chance to break away. And that the autograph line was bigger for Casey than it was Bryce.
Oh, yeah. He told us that last night on the air that, I mean, Casey he's a superstar and has been in Japan. Every time something goes out about Casey, it just blows up. But I think, and you've been a fan of his, my family, huge fans and have been, you have to love the passion that he plays with. And we actually got a call about that last night, or a text, asking Coach Hoiberg, have you ever had to tell him to pull back a little bit on some of his celebrating? And he said, you know, there was one time he was celebrating and gave up a 3 against Penn State, and so you can't do that. But he's like, I don't want to take away his passion, because that's what makes him him, and that's what his teammates love about him. I mean, he is so well liked in that locker room, and it is because he absolutely loves playing the game, and it is contagious, and it's why people like to watch him play, because you want to watch people having fun playing that game, right? And so I think that's why he's been so endearing to fans. And so, but yeah, he is quickly, his star has risen in a hurry.
And he's on a tear right now.
Yeah.
He's in a zone, one of those zones that shooters get in, and you can just tell every time he goes up to shoot, he believes he's going to make it.
And the players will all tell you, I mean, I talked to Derek Walker, I interviewed Sam Hoiberg, all of them say this is what he's done in practice. It's just he hasn't really had the opportunity to really get going. And, you know, and then Coach Hoiberg told him, hey, if we want to win, you have to score. You have to score now. And so, you know, just the approach of the team has changed, because it was more of a defensive, grind it out type of mentality, type of team. But now they have to have guys like Casey step up and score. And he scored 20 the other day, but it was not easy. I mean, Maryland was all up in his grill the entire time. The guy that guarded him did a great job. I mean, I'm sure he was exhausted after the game. But Coach Hoiberg was talking about how they measured their output. You know, they have those trackers or whatever,
Yep.
and the amount that Casey exuded during that game was crazy high of what he has this whole year, because of how hard he had to work to get that 20.
He cramped up in the Rutgers game, toward the end of the Rutgers game.
He's cramped up twice. He's cramped up twice. He cramped up at home, maybe not Wisconsin, but the game before he went down, he was scoring. The night he had 30. Was that Wisconsin?
Wisconsin, I think. Maybe I missed that.
I was at that game. He cramped up. It was the first game that he really had to play a bunch of minutes.
Yep.
It was the most minutes he had played, and he started cramping up that night, and then he cramped up again at Rutgers.
Yeah, because guys were like saying, pull your toes back, pull your toes back. That's how you got to try to work the cramp out a little bit. But he's playing his tail off. So much fun to watch his team play. And again, all the credit goes to, not all, but a ton of credit to Fred Hoiberg and that staff, to not just sit there and go, oh, woe is us because we lose Juwan and Emmanuel, but to figure out how to maximize what they have. I just think it's been so impressive, and they are so much fun to watch. You've been saying it for a couple weeks. Nobody wants to play them right now because they backdoor you. They'll get shots out front. And the ability of Derek to be a high post passer really makes them a dangerous team.
Well, I think just especially the teams that have already played Nebraska, you're playing a completely different team.
You are.
I mean, whatever you game plan for them the last time, you're having to go through a completely different game plan. And, you know, just the way that, and even Coach Hoiberg talked about this last night. Even, you know, CJ didn't shoot it well the other night against Maryland. Really, nobody did. They were 1 for 7, and then ended up getting another one in overtime. I think they ended up 3 for, 19 or something like that. But the 2 games before, they shot it well.
They did.
And when you have to respect CJ Wilcher. As much as he didn't shoot it well the other night, you have to respect him because of what he did at Rutgers. And you have to respect Casey. And so when you've got shooters like that, I mean, it just changes your defensive game plan. You can't just, roll the dice, because they've done it enough to prove that they can knock it down from the outside at a very high rate. And so, you just cannot get teams don't want to get beat at the three-point line, especially here in PBA, because you've seen how much a crowd gets into it when K-State knocks down one of those big threes. It's just that it's not something that teams do not want K-State to get going, because you said it from the start, how much it gets the team going when he's going. I mean, they follow his energy.
Yeah, they do. All right, 402-413-2400. Call or text your show for the next couple of hours. We'll come back and talk to Damon Benning, talk a little Husker football, his thoughts about what he has seen stuff. Looking forward to talking to DB coming up. Hey, folks, buckle up. Put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More of the show straight ahead.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. Nebraska has the most technically advanced buildings in the Big Ten, according to an annual review of universities across the country. Nebraska has also saved over $85 million over the past 17 years by making long-term investments in clean, reliable energy sources, cutting-edge automation, and collaborations across campus.
Super move, but misses a three-footer. And the rebound, Izzy Bourne. Dribbles out of the double team. Kroll, top of the key. Three! You betcha! Off the assist from Izzy Bourne.
Hey Husker fans, tomorrow join Matt Coatney and Jeff Griesch on the HRN as the women's basketball team matches up with Illinois. Coverage begins at 6:45 p.m. following an abbreviated edition of Sports Nightly. Tune in to your local affiliates or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns-for-teachers.
Every day, Central Valley Ag helps ranchers give their herds the nutrition they need to deliver healthy calves. CVA's Power Cow tubs are fortified to provide provide complete nutrition while protecting your bottom line. With supplements like Biomoss, Hamafirm, or Avela-4. Learn more online at cvacoop.com. Register to win 2 3015 Power Cow tubs valued at over $300. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. Visit us at the Nebraska Cattlemen's Classic.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every meal. I was not a part of the entire show.
Solutions for every meal?
Every field. I'm already kind of hungry. I wasn't here all of last night's show, and I understand I missed a big announcement.
You did. You did. You want to say it again, Andrew, for the people that might not have tuned in?
The chat room is hopping right now.
You know, a few people, not as tuned in on Monday maybe, but I made my announcement yesterday. This will be my last week with the HRN. I got a job with the Milwaukee Bucks and their G League team, and that's something that I'm super ready for. I'm ready for my next step. I just turned 24 last Friday. I'm young, I'm hungry, and my dream is to forever work in the NBA, and one of my other dreams is working with Nebraska. I'm so happy of what I accomplished here, the great people I met, but again, I'll get more into deep of when I'm co-hosting with Jessica on Thursday.
Yeah, he's going to hop on with me when you're out on Thursday.
Good. I'm going to co-host. So.
But I told him, I was like, yeah, it's going to be like a week-long celebration because that's how he rolls, and we got to celebrate like the most decorated, quote-unquote, best athlete to ever come out of the state of Kansas, behind Greg Sharpe.
Yeah, no, I do not lay claim to that at all, and nor should he. So Crypto wants you to wear a three-piece suit on your last show. Then somebody else said that you should wear Herbie's costume. And then somebody else said, better yet, maybe put on a helmet because of your scooter.
He still never got a helmet.
I still never got a helmet. Still never did.
Well, that's awesome, Andrew. That's really cool, and I know you love the NBA, and a great chance for you to go and spread your wings around up in Wisconsin, and I think you're going to have a blast.
No, I appreciate it, and I said I'm forever thankful for you guys just bringing me in under my wing. As a 22-year-old kid, you didn't have to, but you put all your marbles on me, and it's been a great and amazing experience for me, and I can always for sure see myself coming back here, but right now I can just see this as my next step for the future and for my family, and I think this is what's best for me, but I'll always bleed Husker red, and I'll always be a part of this family.
We also had some requests for him to do the ticker. So are you going to do the ticker on Thursday, too?
There you go.
I'll write it for you.
I actually might have to do it on Thursday.
You better.
I think I have to.
I think you have to, yes.
I think I have to.
Well, a lot of people in the chat room, the YouTube chat room, Gavin says he's going to miss you, appreciate all you've done, and so, yeah, a lot of love coming your way in the chat room, and you're going to be missed around here. It's been a lot of fun having you part of the group here.
I appreciate it. You guys were so awesome to me from the first day I got here. Again, thank you.
Now, if you can have any luck tracking down our next guest.
Yeah, I mean,
he's bailing.
The running back has ghosted us.
And this is a guy who does a show, so he kind of knows that, you put some of the guests at a certain time, you're supposed to be there.
He's declining the calls. He's not answering to the text. So
he's ghosting us.
And he's also very active on Twitter, and he was tagged in the social media post of when his segment was. So I'm sorry, you told me to be not. You set me up for that, to give him a hard time.
No, I mean... He's late, but we're kind of tap dancing here to see if Damon will answer his phone and jump on with us here tonight.
Hey, you got a text there from Jim in Columbus.
Jim in Columbus says, Greg, how tough is it to call 4 baseball games? It's not. No, it's not. It was a long trip out there. It was a trip from HE double hockey sticks because, first of all, I wake up.
Travel.
Yeah, because I flew Thursday. I got informed on Wednesday that my flight had been canceled and I got rerouted. And they sent me around the world. I mean, I was supposed to go Omaha to Vegas to San Diego. Folks, I ended up going Omaha to Washington, D.C., through Austin, Texas for a stop, then into San Diego. I was literally on the plane for 12 hours.
Oh,
it was unbelievable. And then the drive from Lincoln to Omaha, normally about an hour, right to the airport up there, 2-hour drive. Because the roads were awful because of the snowstorm that came through. So it was just brutal. And then the way the team played was really disappointing. So yeah, it was a long trip. Glad to be back here. But I wanted to see some snow, and you guys let it all melt while I was going.
I mean, there's some piles out there you can go ponder at.
Art in Los Angeles, who I met. Art came to one of the games down in San Diego, said, welcome back. I was confused on the baseball game ended in a tie. Can you explain how that works? Well, the Huskers flew commercial, so they had to put a time limit so that they could get to the airport and make their commercial flight. So the two teams agreed before the game began at noon Pacific that they would not start another inning after 3 o'clock, and that's why the game ended up only going 7 innings. So that happens a lot on travel days because a lot of the ball bat sports do not charter. They fly commercial, so you gotta get to the airport. You can't miss your flight back.
It's kind of crazy that we just had a long conversation about the softball, Texas softball in Kentucky, and them having to, be done at a certain time, and then maybe I don't know. Do you think there was any of that being done yesterday?
No, there wasn't any shenanigans because it was totally on Nebraska. They had the 6-run lead, so that was handled properly. That thing with Kentucky and Texas was bizarre.
Yeah, it was
really, really bizarre. All right, let's go ahead and slip a break in, and then hope our guy shows up. Right?
Yeah.
Damon, if you're out there, somebody you know Damon, or maybe you're standing next to him.
Everybody that knows Damon, send him a text right now.
Say, we're waiting for you to come on Sports Nightly. All right, hey, First Interstate Bank, built for you. Learn more at www.firstinterstatebank.com, member FDIC. And our Sports Nightly hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Back with more of the show, I guess, next.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's time again for some Nebraska farm facts. For Nebraska soybean farmers, sustainability is a way of life. 97% of farms are family-owned, and 95% are participating in conservation programs and using sustainable practices. And they have significant sustainability goals by 2025. 10% more energy efficiency, 10% less land, and 25% less soil erosion. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
You ain't seen nothing.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. Like a Ford F-150 or the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger pickups. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns-for-teachers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, not meals, but they're a solution for every field. Had a couple good Acres folks out in San Diego, came to a couple of the baseball games over the weekend. Good to see some of them. Well, Jessica, the great ones adjust, right?
Yes, I mean, we're calling an audible. And
we got to adjust because we're getting ghosted. So Karina LeBlanc, who we were going to hear from in hour 2, we're going to move her up to hour 1.
we're channeling our inner men's basketball, you know.
Gotta adjust.
Taking the moves. Yes, so Karina LeBlanc was here back in the football season when we were honoring trailblazers, women throughout Husker athletics that in honor of Title IX. So she was here back in the football season, and her interview was a part of the Place episode, but again, it was cut up so much. I wanted to provide the raw, full interview because she was unbelievable. One of the best soccer players to ever play here at Nebraska. Went on to play for Team Canada, won a bronze medal, was in the World Cup, actually was twice at the Olympics, and then went on to be the head of CONCACAF until 2021, and now she is the general manager of the Portland Thorns FC, who just won the NWSL Championship. So here is my interview with Karina LeBlanc. What were the opportunities like for girls then?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I went from the shyest kid in the world to the kid at school then when a teacher said, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be an Olympian. And they'd be like, what sport? I'm like, I don't know, because I remember having that Olympic moment of seeing the Olympics, and it was actually a guy. I'm from Canada, so it was Donovan Bailey. He won the gold medal. And he stood on the podium and he cried that cry where I cried with him. I'm like, I want that moment for my country. And the reason why I couldn't say what sport was that there was actually no opportunities at the time for a young girl. So I either had to run track, it wasn't soccer, it wasn't any of those other things, and I remember being like, that's what I want to do. And I think it was one of those things that fueled my journey, because I was like, I love soccer, I hope this is my dream that can come true, but there was no opportunities at the time. And I mean, talking about Title IX is the reason why I ended up becoming an Olympian, having an opportunity to play for my country, and it's the reason I am who I am today.
That's amazing. Why goalkeeper?
Because I'm crazy. No, I say this, like people say goalkeepers are crazy. I say we're geniuses. Okay, let's redefine it. The truth is we're the ones that stand there and tell everybody what to do. And if nobody does it, then we save the day. Just kidding. You know, for me, I started later, so I was running a lot. I had the speed. But because I started later, I didn't have the technical ability. And then I was so competitive. So I would be like, okay, we're winning. And I was like, why are we letting that ball in? I'll go do it. And I went in it, and I just fell in love with it. I loved the pressure of the position. I loved how it was like, hey, okay, I got this. I can help the team. And yeah, people say goalkeepers are crazy. I just think we're geniuses.
How'd you get to be at the level that you became, where you were one of the best in Nebraska history, in Big 12 history, and NCAA history? How did you get to that point?
I don't see myself as one of the best. I think for me, I remember when I was like 14 or 15, I got cut. And I remember that was then I was like, oh, I have a big dream. You're not going to take the dream away from me. And the next year I did 15 minutes more before practice or after practice. And I started to realize that like I could control what I wanted. It was taken from me, but it made me understand how badly I wanted it. And so the opportunity to come here to Nebraska was game-changing for me. I mean, I remember walking here, I mean, game day, football, like, I keep saying, people say, why Nebraska? Because you step out on game day of football and you're like, wow, you can't explain it, you just have to be there. And then it was the same thing for soccer, it was the same thing for volleyball, it was the same thing for basketball. And it was one of those things I was like, I wanted to be surrounded by like-minded people, and I found that here. And I had the opportunity to become a professional athlete after my 4 years here. And I keep saying my time at Nebraska helped instill in me the belief, the drive, and then this desire to just want to be the best version of myself every single day, whether as a teammate, as a student, whatever it was. And I think that just for the rest of my life, as if I'm dead, but the rest of my journey, it was always about how can I bring the best version of me every single day. And I think that's what's allowed me to be where I am today.
Well, it's amazing. I want to go run through a brick wall right now. How did you, like when the recruiting process started, because you said, again, there weren't a lot of opportunities. So how did that unfold where you thought, oh, I can play college for this, I can get my degree for this?
Yeah, I wanted to play at the international level. And the step at that point was you had to go to college. And you had to go to a top school. You had to go to a program that was competitive. And Nebraska was it. I mean, there were a couple other schools I remember coming on my recruiting trip. And it was just like, this is it. Like, I want to be an Olympian one day, and this is how I get there. And the only reason how I knew that was that there's something about, and I keep saying this, there's something about being here and being surrounded by like-minded people where you don't even necessarily have to have the conversation. And then you know when everybody knows, when you're like, it's almost like as an athlete, when you're in the zone, you're just in the zone. When you step into a place and you're like, it feels right, I know the coaches will challenge me, I know my teammates will challenge me, but they'll also support me. The facilities, the resources, like as a soccer player, a female soccer player, when I came to Nebraska, those resources were available by few. And to step into here and to see a female athlete be celebrated, a female athlete get resources that the men get, that's when you're like, okay, you know what? I have all the tools here to be successful, and if I fail, that's on me. Because everything I've been given has set me up to be successful.
What are some of the things you learned here specifically that you've carried into when you left to go to your international career, playing professionally, and then when you became a leader and ambassador of the sport?
I think it's so important to be surrounded by like-minded people. The competitive drive, like we were just talking about it earlier, like we stepped on the field and we wanted to just dominate. We didn't just want to win. We wanted to like make a statement. And I think that's that drive and that competitive balance that we were like, listen, we want to do it, and especially at that time, it was before so many other things. But we wanted to do it for ourselves, but we wanted to leave a legacy better than when we came into it. And at the time, Nebraska was the bar. So you can imagine being like, hey, how do we leave it better? And how we left it, we were hoping to leave it better, was that when people played us, they hated playing against us. But then those in the stands, I remember the little girls screaming in the cold. You know, like you look at them, you're like, hey, I want you to dream this dream and do better than me. So I think it was the culture here But then again, it starts like you think of all the different sports, but you think of like game day in football. And I keep coming back to that, and that's why I'm so excited to be back, is game day in football. Like when the players come out, like you just lose your mind and you feel so blessed to be in that situation. And I think that just continues to all the sports. And I think I've taken that in my life because I've known that I want to be in a place where I feel passionate, I feel purposeful, and I feel like I matter. And I think that's what I've learned from here, and I've taken into every avenue of my life.
When your playing career was done, why did you want to get into coaching and then being the lead of CONCACAF and then being a general manager? Why did you feel led to do that? A lot of players that have been like, I'm done with the sport, I want to get out. But you kept on and you found another different journey within the sport.
Yeah, you know, I never even dreamt of being a general manager. People are like, how'd you get here? I'm like, I have no idea. You know, and then the honor of being head of women's football at CONCACAF, which is 41 countries, wasn't part of the plan either. I think for me, when I retired, I was like, this game has made me who I am, and I have a responsibility to give back to it. And I didn't know in which way, shape, or form. I think I understood that it's a unique thing, and I always say this to people, like, you have to ask yourself, what is your purpose on this earth? Like, why are you put on this earth? Like, we all have something unique that we bring, but somehow in the world they'll tell us that we're not enough. And for me, I knew this sport was a platform for me, and I wanted to explore what it meant. Like, what was the actual impact I was meant to have on this earth? I'm still searching. I want to keep impacting. So I don't even know, like, I don't know if I'm going to be a GM for the next 10 years. I've told my players I want them to replace me, because that's part of the legacy again. But I think for me, it was just, this game has done so much for me. It's made me who I am. It's made me confident in who I am. It's made me like passionate about wanting to do more, and I think it's just, I just want to be in it. And I say this to the players, like, the game is better if we all stay in it. So it's about like thanking and being responsible for the things that have helped you be who you are today.
You know, we talk about with Title IX that look how far we've come, and we celebrate it, but everybody that talked to Rhonda Revelle, you know, Martise Ivey, anybody that was there and have said that we still have a ways to go. So what do we need to keep doing to keep pushing and advocating for women's sports and, you know, giving this platform and keep growing all the sports, all women's sports?
I think we need to just start showing up. I mean, I'm with professional athletes every day, and they need people to show up for them. I have a 2-year-old girl, baby girl, and I'm like, I want you to dream crazy big. I want your dreams to terrify you. I want you to know how awesome you are. But I want people to show up for her where she doesn't ever have to have a day where she feels less than. Because that's the reality sometimes of being a woman of color, is that there's always a situation where I walk in and I can feel less than because people are allowing that to happen. We need the allies to be like, you know what? I don't have to fight. Me, as a woman of color or as a woman, I don't have to fight. The men are fighting for me. You need people to stand up and show up for, whether it's for your daughter or for your mother, to be like, it's not okay anymore. We need investors to invest. We need sponsors to sponsors. We need athletes to step up and stand and be like, I belong here. I think it's just a whole movement. I think we're on that way. And the only reason I say that is because I know where we started. But here we are. We're not done. We have so far to go. But we need everybody to come together and show up. Show up for whoever and whatever reason why you're showing up. But show up because I think it just makes society better when people are equal. Because it sucks to walk in a room and be like, yep, there it is again. I'm less than.
God, that gives me chills. How proud does it make you? Because the volleyball team has just had their 300 sellout. For the soccer team, when they hosted here for the Big Ten tournament, it was a packed house. You know, women's basketball, they're working on a sellout game, which you know doesn't happen in women's basketball. How proud does it make you of Husker fans?
Oh, Husker Nation, go Big Red! You know, I haven't been back in a long time. And honestly, I came back for my daughter. I'm going to get emotional maybe. She's 2.5. I had heart failure a week after I gave birth to her, which was unexpected, obviously. And when you go through that of not knowing if you're going to survive, you want to create moments because you never know when your last one's going to be. And I remember racing to the hospital, my week-old baby's holding my finger, and I'm like, God, why? And I said, if you give me another chance, I promise to make it matter, and I promise to live a life of moments. And I came back here because I want to create this moment. I want her to feel what it means to be a Husker. I want her to understand. She already says, go Big Red, you know, because there's something special here. And it's special, and I'm so happy when I hear about the sellouts. I'm so happy when I'm seeing people show up for women in sports. I'm so happy that it's happening here. I mean, that's why I came here, because there's something special here. And like I said, it's hard to explain it until you're here. So for me, I came back with my daughter, and I'll have the honor of stepping on the field, which, again, didn't dream of that, but I'm doing it so that she can see what's possible, but she can see what, like, living out your life of purpose truly can be. And so I'm so excited for her to experience that.
I mean, just powerful words there from Karina LeBlanc. And this spotlight on Title IX is brought to you by Bank of the West. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com, member FDIC. I mean, she is one powerful lady.
Outstanding story, outstanding former Husker athlete, and she's had an amazing life after college for her. This has been a really cool series. I think you've even really enjoyed telling some of these people's stories.
Oh, I've loved it. And it's so awesome that, you know, again, I mean, we have a sponsor in Bank of the West that wants to put it on Sports Nightly, and people have listened to it and have seemed to have really enjoyed hearing about it. I've had so much fun with it, but, you know, the biggest question is there's no shot Andrew scores on Karina, right? I said no shot.
No shot. No shot. She blocked everything he threw at her.
She gave up 4 goals one season.
Yeah, whole year.
You're not scoring on her.
Amazing. Amazing.
No, but she's incredible and doing big things. And there's a lot of really incredible Husker women that have done really big things for their individual sports and for women overall in sports. And it's been really great this whole year to get to really highlight those women and everything that they've done.
It's fantastic. Folks, phone lines, text lines, back open for you, 402-413-2400. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Back with our final segment of Hour 1 next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Purchasing your next vehicle has never been easier with Woodhouse Ford. Whether you are shopping in-store or online, we provide a stress-free, streamlined process that's tailored to meet your needs. The 2023 Ford lineup is packed with features to enhance your lifestyle. Whichever model you choose, there's a collection of standard and available options, so your vehicle can be equipped to do whatever you want. Visit us in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth, or online anytime at woodhouse.com. Shop for your next vehicle when you want and where you want with Woodhouse Ford.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Every day, Central Valley Ag helps ranchers give their herds the nutrition they need to deliver healthy calves. CVA's Power Cow tubs are fortified to provide complete nutrition while protecting your bottom line. With supplements like Biomoss, Hamafirm, or Avela-4. Learn more online at cvacoop.com. Register to win 2 3015 Power Cow tubs valued at over $300. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. Visit us at the Nebraska Cattlemen's Classic.
Super move that misses a three-footer. And the rebound, Izzy Bourne dribbles out of a double team. Kroll, top of the key. Three! You betcha! Off the assist from Izzy Bourne.
Hey Husker fans, tomorrow join Matt Coatney and Jeff Griesch on the HRN as the women's basketball team matches up with Illinois. Coverage begins at 6:45 p.m. following an abbreviated edition of Sports Nightly. Tune in to your local affiliates or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Nebraska 811 says go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy. It's the law. Tim in Minnesota says, Greg, you want snow. We not only have more than plenty of it, but more snow in double-digit amounts. It's forecasted for western Minnesota between now and Thursday. In fact, I'm going to have to stay here and not drive my 25 miles, 50 miles round trip to my residence until the storm passes. Congratulations, best wishes, and God's blessings to Andrew. Well, that's nice. How about that?
Thank you for the kind words, Tim.
Very cool. Nice job there, Tim. Well done. So next hour, we believe we have secured Mr. Benning.
I think so. He said, sorry, got you. So we'll see.
There's a lot of speculation in the chat room about what has happened to him, what maybe prevented him from making his slot. So we'll have to get the full answer.
Yes, I mean, you talked about you're going to be nice. I mean, I think that's off the table
my
now.
new New Year's resolution, be nice.
Well, not now.
Andrew says take the gloves off.
Oh. No, I mean, he'll have to explain to the people why he missed his slot.
We built him up. We were ready to roll.
I do like what Andy Harris said. He'd answer his phone call if Husker Radio was calling.
There you go. Yeah, very good. All right, tomorrow night, short show for everybody. Only about 40 minutes. We'll have Husker women's basketball. A couple of the football coaches are going to meet with the media tomorrow. Coach Dvorak, who is the new linebackers coach, and Donovan Raiola, who we've not heard. He's the one holdover from the previous staff. Looking forward to hearing from Donovan and see what he has to say.
Yeah, I mean, I got a chance to chat with him about signing day, but we didn't dive into a whole bunch. I mean, there's a lot of offensive line signees this year, so we had to spend a lot of time talking about those guys. But yeah, just to be curious to see how everything's going with him. And that was one thing, if you missed it, with Corey Campbell, that, you know, he's worked with a lot of these coaches about, you know, what they need from their individual position groups during this time, because it is very important to that, and they want to correlate what their training is to what practice is and what is expected of them. So I'd imagine he's probably have some input with how he's working with the new strength coach on what he's trying to get out of his guys, because I mean, he was here, he came in January last year, right? And so probably didn't have a lot of input on that training, and so I'm sure that those conversations are being had.
You and I have talked about it. He's very popular
with
the guys in that room. They really like Coach Raiola.
They do, and the guys that signed this year love him.
Yep.
The ones that signed on that he helped recruit, and he is very, very well liked in that room.
Coach Campbell is also meeting with the media tomorrow, but you did a deep dive with him. We'll probably focus on Coach Dvorak and Coach Raiola tomorrow night here on the program.
Yep, and I am in the works of getting a Dr. Susan Elza. She's going to be coming on soon.
Chief of staff,
yes,
right?
Yep. So she'll be, hopefully on Thursday, we'll get that recorded and bring that to everybody.
Cool stuff. Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Wow, what a fun hour. That was great. And the great ones adjust. We adjusted well.
I mean,
Andrew was able to finagle a few things around, and we got her done.
That's what great teams do. I mean, that's what we're channeling our inner Nebraska men's basketball.
That's right. Very good. We hope to have Damon Benning. Next hour, we will have Coach Reyes. So we'll talk some beach volleyballs. Come on back, have some fun with us.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students from Nebraska's Johnny Carson Center for Emerging Media Arts helped create visual effects for the Star Wars TV series Obi-Wan Kenobi. This opportunity came from a 3-month internship with Lola VFX, a visual effects firm in Los Angeles. This internship transitioned to employment, with Huskers also creating effects for the superhero movie Thor: Love and Thunder.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns for teachers.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Good evening, I'm Greg Sharpe. Our sports ticker tonight brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Amy Williams Huskers departed today for Champaign, Illinois. They're going to play the Illini tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Our pregame coverage will begin at 6:45. Earlier today, it was announced that Izzy Bourne and Jazz Shelley have earned academic all-district honors. Tonight on the hardwood, a big one at Maryland, as 7th-ranked Maryland taking on number 6 Iowa early on. It's 5-3. The Terps have the lead in that game. On the men's side, 8 o'clock tip, number 17 Indiana in East Lansing to take on Michigan State. From the NBA today, the Atlanta Hawks fired their head coach Nate McMillan. The Hawks currently 29-30, 8th place in the Eastern Conference. Big Ten baseball today. West Virginia knocked off number 13 Maryland 8-6, and Indiana bested Miami of Ohio 13-5. Husker women's gymnast Clara Colombo has been named a nominee for the AAI Award. That's presented every year to the nation's top gymnast. She's one of 39 finalists. 8 of those come from the Big Ten Conference. The 1890 Initiative, helping Husker student athletes navigate name, image, and likeness. To learn more or donate, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now, Hour 2, Sports Nightly, coming up.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Quarter Heidi for 3. You betcha. Top of the key off the assist from Shell.
4 seconds on the clock. Jamarcus Lawrence got it!
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And here we are, back Hour 2 of our Tuesday night show. We've had a lot of shows this week. You had a full show last night at Coach Hoiberg in Hour 1. Full show tonight. Just a short one tomorrow ahead of women's hoops, and then a full show on Thursday. Baseball will bump us off on Friday night, but this is about as much sports Sunday as we've had in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I kind of forgot what I was doing last night. Yeah, it'd been a while, but yeah, I mean, crossover season is kind of crazy that we do have as many shows as we do.
How about the women down to 2 regular season games left?
I know, and I don't even know if we will probably still have Sports Nightly during the Big Ten tournament, because I don't think they're going to get off that 8-9 matchup, which they played 11:30. So we'll still have shows that week too.
Right? Yeah.
Not that I'm complaining. I'm just.
I don't think they can get to the 7 line.
No, I don't. I don't think so.
So 2 games left is all. Senior Day coming up for them this weekend. They'll host Northwestern. The men still have 3 regular season games, 2 at home. The next 2, in fact, are at home. So 2 more chances to see Fred Hoiberg's team play. Minnesota Saturday, and Sparty will be here next week. So that ought to be a lot of fun. Well, we were scheduled to have Damon Benning join us in hour number 1. The folks in the chat room have been really worried and really kind of cool here. They've been kind of guessing what kept him from coming on the show. We got a flat tire, dead phone. One said maybe he just forgot. And somebody said, well, he must have maybe he's meeting with Coach Osborne. That was in there.
Yeah, he's talking to Tom Osborne. That was
talking to Tom Osborne. So I guess we got to find out what happened. Damon, welcome to the program. DB, you there? Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to put him back on hold. Andrew, you talk to him, make sure he's still there. We had an issue a week or so ago, too, not being able to get somebody on the air. Husker Dan was trying to call and get a hold of us. We couldn't get him on the air that night. So hopefully we're not having the same issues tonight.
Yes, I have no idea. Well, Andrew's back there talking to him, so he's on.
He's still there. So hopefully we don't have
put him on speakerphone over the microphone.
Be able to do that. So we're going to have some fun. I haven't talked to Damon in a while, so looking forward to catching up with him. We mentioned in hour 1 that late last night, the Husker football program put out the dates for their practices for spring football. March 21st will be the first one that they will have a practice session for. So that's a month away for the first spring football practice, culminating in the spring game on April the 22nd. Should we try it again? All right, let's try. DB, are you with us?
Oh, here. Can you hear?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. How are you doing?
There we go. I'm good. I apologize. I was training a couple of our guys, and I looked at the clock, and I was 10 minutes off schedule. So I texted JC about 6:37. I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. And she's like, oh, missed your segment. See you later.
Yeah, people were like worried that you had a flat tire, your phone died, or maybe you had a meeting with Coach Osborne, and none of those are true, I guess.
No, although I am a little traumatized, Coach Rule tweeted out a picture. He's watching some film, and for whatever the reason, I'm in it because it's 95 Washington State, so I'm guessing he's looking at like two-back run game. And my own kid on Twitter tweets, get a different team with a better running back, and gives me the thumbs down. And he tagged me. So I'm we're having some issues in our house, guys, but at least I get to talk to you. I've missed you.
I mean, Greg warned me at the beginning that I needed to be nice to you, and I mean, then you miss your segment. I'm kind of second guessing that. I kind of want to share the story that Amon told us about you the other day.
Oh no! Listen, I was in my 20s. What was it?
See, Damon, I'm trying to be the peacemaker. I'm telling Jessica, you got to be nice. You got to be nice to Damon. He's nice enough to come on with us.
Yeah, and he was lighting that fire.
No,
in the
Greg, you know what it is. Greg, I'm telling you, you know what it is. I've been telling her for like the last 4 or 5 months. I'm like, gosh, she's hilarious. I love working with him. This, that, and the other. And I think she's kind of deep down mad at me for that.
Still that oatmeal raisin cookie.
No, it was the Starburst.
Yeah, that's
that really
what it was.
ticked me off. It was the crap talk on the Starburst.
Just overrated. A lot of work for a little soft chew.
DB, you mentioned Matt Rural. Just want your thoughts about what you're hearing, seeing. How about those guys getting out last week in the snow and the turf and doing their workout out there? That was something else.
Yeah, and I love it. I think so. It's a couple of things, right? I think it builds camaraderie. It builds competitiveness. Sometimes battling the elements. Some people think it's overrated. I don't. And plus, here's the thing. At the end of the day, secretly, what I'm hoping is that it's like it weeds you out, right? He's over the limit. There are guys that don't quite know what they're getting into. They think they know what they're getting into. And so I think doing things like that periodically to shake it up and build camaraderie at the same time is kind of twofold. And it's like a colander. You shake it up, you sift it, and you see what's left. And for some guys that aren't used to being in this part of the country, you know what it's like. We'd always do the weather forecast every game. You get late in the season, and it's, you start talking about sunny and 30 or, cloudy and 24 at kick. I mean, it does something to you. But if you're used to it in battling the elements and when you're competing, it can't hurt. I'll put it to you like that.
Obviously, this is a critical time of the year, building the culture, especially with the new staff and kind of establishing that groundwork. What have you been hearing about how it's all unfolding right now and how tough it is out there on these guys and what they're building?
Yeah, I think it is really tough. You can just look at the spring game schedule, for instance, and you guys know, Greg, for sure. When's the last time you remember a spring ball without a break of spring break?
Been a while,
right? So
yeah.
He's gonna go the 20 straight. The 15 allotment of practices. They're gonna do the spring game late, April 22nd, and he had to bring the guys in a week early for conditioning to get the 8 weeks in before you start spring ball. He's done this for so long and so many times that I think, according to kind of his data, you need a good 8 weeks to start to build the baseline and the foundation for training. And he needed to get 8 weeks in before spring ball starts. And, of course, like everything else he does, he weighs the risk-reward analysis, I should say, of having the week off before you start. But the guys know to do a little bit of active rest, kind of stay sharp, and then be ready to go through spring ball in its entirety. I just think it's a microcosm of the start that he's gotten off to. He doesn't leave any stone unturned. He's basically just applying what has worked for him in the past, and he's going to see what happens when spring ball starts. They're off to a pretty good start.
Damon Benning with us. His phone is charged. Glad to have him with us here on Sports Nightly on a Tuesday night. We know with Coach White, Damon, we're the 3-3-5. We've heard about that. That's his background. Mm-hmm. What are you expecting offensively. What do you think this is going to look like come the fall?
So I think what they want to do is they want to be multiple within a couple of different personnel groups. I think you'll see one, sometimes two tight ends. If you don't see two tight ends, you'll see a tight end with some sort of a fullback type, an H-back type. I think their wrinkle will be to kind of go what I would call 11 personnel, one back, one tight end. But it's going to be a lot of a pro-style offense. And I think, I'm speculating a little, but I think you're going to see run action. I think you're going to see a lot of bunch formations and a ton of motion. I was at their coach's clinic a couple of weeks ago in Omaha, and it was fantastic. You know, it kind of gave you a snapshot of what they want to do from like some pass and run concepts. There's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of play action, and a lot of progressions in terms of reads. So it's going to be closer to a pro-style offense, in my opinion, than not.
I want to go back to the strength and conditioning. Who is a player that you are really excited to see how they develop during this time? Because we'll have lots of time, obviously, to talk football, but this time right now and getting in the weight room and adding that strength and that weight, which player are you most intrigued to see how they come out of it?
There's three in particular. Two of them play the same position, but they all play on the second level. I'll go with Grant Taggy, Blaze Gunnerson, and Jamari Butler. Guys that I think are off to really good starts in terms of winter conditioning, that aren't afraid to work, that see opportunity, and they're competitive by nature. I'm looking at some of their miles per hour in terms of their speed training and their conditioning, and they're guys that are off to a really good start moving well. It's the position that I think outside of wide receiver and defensive line that has my attention the most. So I think those three guys in particular, I'm anxious to see if they can make a move in spring, especially while they're waiting for Nick Henrich to kind of get going, and Reimers needs a running mate. So we'll see what happens with guys like Taggy. And we heard about Gunnerson, and Greg, both of you work with me now, so it's like you know how I think of Butler. So I'm pretty excited about those three.
You know whose name we're hearing a lot? Gabe Ervin.
Hey, how about that? I should win anything but a Starburst. How about you bring me some gummy bears?
How about some cough drops?
Hey, DB.
Here you go.
See, I'm trying to get these guys to be nice. This is Andrew. Behave yourself over there. You're really tight with the.
Still on that Duke high, Greg. We can't.
You want to start
talk
talking
to
about
him
North
right
Carolina?
now.
We can talk about UNC. We can talk about UNC.
No, I'm good.
All right, so hush.
You're really in that high school coaching community. This staff has been out at coaching clinics in Omaha and in Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's got to be playing really well.
I tell you, it's been unbelievable. If you could script it, it would look about like this. You had a packed house for the Metro Coaches Conference Clinic. It was well received in Lincoln for the LFCA. And I just think it's what you have to do. Coach Rule spent the first 25 minutes just laying out the foundation for what they want the program to look like, what they're about, what's important to them, the four core entities that they want to rally around as a team to build the culture, and then the difference between mission and purpose. And I think the more that the high school coaches know what the staff is about, the easier it is to talk to the kids that are interested in Nebraska, and they can fill in the blanks as opposed to guessing what the coaches think. It's going to go a long way, in my opinion, especially with two huge classes coming up in 2024 and 2025 with a lot of Power 5 prospects. So I think them laying the groundwork and really showing face and being involved in what the state is doing across the board and at the high school level is huge. You know, Coach Rule said, and I'll never forget this, he said, you know, my dad was a high school coach, and I love what you guys do. You're the last line of defense until your kiddos get to us. And I always think differently of high school coaches because you coach who comes to you. We get to choose who comes to us. So my level of appreciation for what you guys do at the high school level is at an all-time high. And I think if the room would have felt comfortable, they would have stood up and cheered, because I just think that authenticity and making himself vulnerable with his honesty is going to go a long, long way in terms of sweat equity.
Hey, how about some Husker wrestling?
Oh, my favorite. You know how to tug at my heartstrings. Like, I was the only guy on Sunday. My little guy was playing a basketball game, and I politely walked up to the establishment and said, is there any way that we can get wrestling on TV? And I think 3/4 of the place looked at me like I was crazy, but I'm pretty excited. I'm a big Coach Manning guy, as you know, and I follow that wrestling program close, and wrestling is in my family's blood. So I'm super proud. And I mean, that was a heck of an interview you did a couple of weeks ago, JC, and I'm just thinking to myself, could I ever go on a mission? I don't think so. And could I not do what I love to do for over a year and still be functional? So I just like the coverage that you guys are giving them, and go Nebraska wrestling.
Very good. Damon, we appreciate you coming on. I don't know, big announcement here last night was that young Andrew's going to be leaving us, going to go work for the Milwaukee Bucks organization, so that this Duke-North Carolina rivalry, that's going to, the trash talk's going to end.
I know, and I want to come see him before he goes and buy him a ginger ale and tell him how much he reminds me of Lively, and that they're still going to underachieve this year. It warmed the cockles of my heart.
He's actually a tea guy. Tea.
He's got basketball in his veins. As long as he's happy, I'm going to cheer for him.
Very good. Damon, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You guys are the best. Thanks for having me.
Damon Benning joining us on our Sports Nightly Hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Man, it's just tough being the referee in these things, just trying to make sure all the kids are behaving themselves. Nobody's picking fights on here. Whew!
He started it. I had to come to Andrew's defense. Especially when he's trying to talk about Duke, when North Carolina, obviously, he's got no room to talk.
Yeah, that's true. When we come back, we're going to talk some beach volleyball. The head coach, Jalen Reyes, will join us next.
Nebraska Innovation Campus creates partnerships between business and the University of Nebraska. Partners lease office space, laboratories, pilot plants, and greenhouses, all centrally located with easy access to University of Nebraska talent and resources. Nebraska Innovation Campus, creating spaces and culture that inspire. Learn more at innovate.unl.edu.
Experience a better kind of used vehicle with Woodhouse Chevrolet when you shop our certified pre-owned inventory. Take advantage of our current certified pre-owned specials and save at Woodhouse Chevrolet. Receive 0.9% APR for 36 months or 3.9% APR for 60 months on select certified pre-owned vehicles. Explore our certified pre-owned inventory at our dealership in Missouri Valley, Iowa, or online anytime at woodhousegm.com. Find new roads when you shop at Woodhouse Chevrolet. WAC TTL must be with GM Financial, expires 3/31/2023.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest.
At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Every day, Central Valley Ag helps ranchers give their herds the nutrition they need to deliver healthy calves. CVA's Power Cow tubs are fortified to provide complete nutrition while protecting your bottom line. With supplements like Biomoss, Hamafirm, or Avela-4. Learn more online at cvacoop.com. Register to win 2 3015 Power Cow tubs valued at over $300. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. Visit us at the Nebraska Cattlemen's Classic.
Super move, but misses a three-footer. And the rebound, Izzy Bourne. Dribbles out of a double team. Kroll, top of the key. Three! You betcha! Off the assist from Izzy Bourne.
Hey Husker fans, tomorrow join Matt Coatney and Jeff Griesch on the HRN as the women's basketball team matches up with Illinois. Coverage begins at 6:45 p.m. following an abbreviated edition of Sports Nightly. Tune in to your local affiliates or at huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Delighted to be joined by Jalen Reyes. He will be the head coach for the Huskers in beach volleyball, which begins Friday when they've got Wayne State Park and Oklahoma Wesleyan here. Good to see you. The break was really long between semesters. Was the team gone that far time apart, or did you bring them back early? What did you do?
They all left after finals.
Yeah.
And we gave them the entire time off. Some of them came back early. We have 6 new players, so 5 freshmen and 1 transfer.
And they're all here.
They're all on campus, which is really nice. They got here probably the week before. I know Merritt Beeson, the transfer from Florida, she got here almost 10 days before school started, and the freshmen moved in Wednesday, Thursday before school started. And then pretty much all the returning players all kind of came back to Lincoln. I know there's a few that live right around Lincoln, but all of them pretty much came back right around that weekend, right before school started. So it's been a long break. It feels like forever since I've seen some of them when we first started it. And then, of course, you have 6 new players out of our, we have 12 girls playing beach. 6 of them are new players to Nebraska. So it's actually a really exciting time. And, some of them we've spent a long time recruiting them. So it's kind of finally, it's awesome that they're finally Cornhuskers,
Some of the other head coaches that I've talked to over the last month have talked about how long that break was. That can be important, though, too, right? For particularly your sport, where they go so long from the 1st of August to late December, to give them maybe just a mental break.
I think a lot of it that's a big thing for them. This past fall was a trying season for us. Give them a mental break and a physical break. And, we're going to gear up starting indoor at the end of March. So we have this time to give them a break. And then, we started hitting the ground running the first day of school. practice 3 or 4 days a week for beach, and we'll kind of build toward a couple of trips I'm assuming we'll talk about for beach volleyball coming up here. But yeah, it was really good. It was really long just because we've never had a break this long before over the winter break. Obviously, the break was a 1 week longer than we wanted just because we finished the week before that, before the Final Four, so that made it even longer, I think. But I think it was good, and the girls came back fresh and injury-free, which is awesome, and no one kind of brought something back in from the fall, and it allowed, obviously, some of the new players to kind of not have to rush to get to school. Like if we started January 4th, they kind of have to hurry and maybe rush New Year's or rush Christmas with their families. Everyone was able to kind of take some time off and slowly, I guess, matriculate their way back to Lincoln.
You mentioned Merritt Beeson, the transfer from Florida. How's she assimilated? How's that gone?
She's been great. Very coachable kid, which sometimes you don't know. You do some research, but you don't really know that until they get in their gym. We always knew she was pretty physical, and she's a physical girl. She's actually a little bit taller than I thought she was. I've seen her play in person in club, but this was, back in 2020. This is before the shutdown, before I saw them play club volleyball, because once she was a senior, we were in the COVID. You couldn't go recruiting period, so I haven't got to see her in person, and we haven't competed against Florida or in the same place as Florida the last couple of years. So I've never actually seen her in person until she came on her visit. But she's been great. She's fit really well in with, especially your classmates. She's a roommate of Lindsay Krause, so they get along great. And yeah, I think we're expecting big things from her in the fall.
Did she know Lindsay or any of your current roster through club action growing up? Or?
She played on it was 2021. It was last summer on the junior national team, the under-21 team with Becca and Lexi. Okay. So she was the starting opposite. Lexi was the starting libero, and Becca Alec was one of the starting middles. So there was 3 girls, and that was a huge thing. And I believe in her recruitment here was when she decided to transfer. She had 2 girls that she played on the same team and had some success with. They won the gold medal down at the Pan American Games. I believe it was in La Paz, Mexico. And she did a really nice job. And the other big thing was our first reach out was reaching out to Lexi and Becca and seeing how she was as a teammate. Obviously, you could see how good of a player she was, but they gave her 2 thumbs up as a teammate and as a person as well.
Great. Again, visiting Jalen Reyes, beach coach for the Huskers. Season starts Friday at home for a couple home matches before they do get off and travel. How about the freshmen? I mean, it's a big change in life. You're coming away from home for the first time, moving into a dorm, trying to get ready for a team. What's that been like?
I think it's been great. Obviously, there's some stuff. I think Coach Cook alluded a couple weeks ago that someone got in trouble. I don't know. But, yeah, they're freshmen. Some of them, they've been doing great. They've been acclimating, I think, really well. They're almost half of our team. So, I mean, there's 12 girls. There's 14 girls on our roster, and 5 of them are freshmen. So they're almost a third of our team. I guess technically, mathematically, more than a third of our team is freshmen, new freshmen. But they've been doing great. And I think it helps that all of them have played on USA national team, the national team together. And so they've had some experiences either overseas or here domestically. Last year, a lot of them played on the team that played in Tulsa. And so they knew each other coming in, and the fact that all of them are here, I think, is great because then they're all going through this together versus if there's only a couple and then 3 of them are going to come in April or I guess technically in May or June. That would be a little different, but I think it's good for them to all go through this together. And I also think it's good for the rest of our team to, I guess, get accustomed to what, how they're going to be, if that makes sense. Because, again, they're going to be a huge part, numbers-wise, of our team.
Have any of the 5 or Merritt, for that matter, played any beach before?
Merritt, I know, has played. She told me she used to play in some junior tournaments. I'm not sure what circuit it was, but just being from Alabama, the national championships, actually, for people that don't know, is in Gulf Shores, Alabama, for beach volleyball. So I know it's there. It's not huge in her town, but I know she's told me she's played in a couple of tournaments. Off the top of my head, I don't think anybody else has significant beach experience. Doesn't really help that 3 of them are from the Midwest and there's not a huge beach volleyball footprint there yet. But we think there's a lot of them are really good volleyball players, and they've actually really picked up a lot of the concepts because it's still volleyball, but it's very different. I would bet it's similar to baseball and softball, where the games look very similar. There's a pitcher, there's a first baseman. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities, but at the same time, even just the nuances of the game are so different. It's the same with beach, where it's still volleyball, but it's very different. But yeah, some of the freshmen have really, really done a nice job of really acclimating and getting better in terms of beach volleyball when none of them really have experience.
You're still a couple days out from competing, but have you zeroed in on who you're matching up with who you're pairing up with each?
We think so. There might be a tinker here or there. Yeah. And for people that don't know, we don't train every day, so we don't have this huge sample size yet. You know, we probably have 12, 13, 14 practices before we'll play this Friday. And we kind of have an idea of maybe we have them separated into, since there's 12 of them on the beach roster, we kind of call it, there's quads. So we kind of have these four, these four, these four, and there could be some switching between the quads, but in terms of nailing down this player is playing with this player, we haven't 100% done that yet, but we kind of have an idea of who we want to play together.
Do you have anybody that was paired up last year that you really like, that combination, the dynamic that's back? I mean, you lost a lot of players, and Matty Kubik and all those.
Right.
But anybody that was paired up last year is still back?
I think our best pair right now would probably be Lexi Rodriguez and Beck Alec. They played together last year.
Yeah.
They, in my opinion, they did the best in terms of last year in terms of understanding how they want to play. Beach volleyball is just like anything. You can have a style to the way your team works. Lexi just controls the ball so good enough, so even if people serve her, she just can get it up to the net and Becca can hit it. So I think a lot of players, to be honest, would play really well with Lexi and be able to do really well. But Becca was a really good partner for her because her game complements Lexi's and vice versa. So they're also our only returning team. So that, I guess I didn't really have much to pick between. But yeah, by the end of the year last year, they were doing some really, really good things. And they spent a lot of practices together. And they kind of picked up. They're better than what they were even at the end of last season, which is a good sign to see.
You mentioned Gulf Shores is where the championships is. You're also going to compete down there this year. I don't know that you've been there before, have you?
We have not. I've never actually been to the state of Alabama before, and I bet besides Merritt, maybe Coach Cook. I mean, he's probably been down there, but I don't think anybody else has. I can't. Maybe Nicklin, but she's not currently on the roster anymore. I'm trying to think. Yeah, It's typically not a state that you might go through unless you're a football fan, obviously. But, yeah, we've never been down there. It's the appeal of the fact that Merritt's from Alabama and the fact that they're going to have the tournament. Obviously, it's going to look a little different, but they're going to have the tournament right on the same beach that the championships are kind of being played on. We thought that was kind of cool in terms of, get to go to an area that I don't think anyone's ever been to. So we're really looking forward to that, and there's going to be some really good teams down there.
Yeah, and then the tough duty going to Hawaii again.
Yeah,
that's got to be rough.
I hope Husker Nation sends his prayers, and hopefully, we'll be able to survive the 75 to 80 degree weather each and every day.
It's Queens Beach is where you'll be. What's the setup? Is it pretty well done?
It's pretty awesome. They do it really. They set up four courts. You're playing on three of them. They have one court that's kind of a warm up court to where the next duel and they play. Usually the setup you go is you play. For those that don't know, you play 5 matches, 1 through 5, and the first team to win 3 out of the 5 wins the duel. But usually, because usually you're playing 3 matches at one wave, the other wave you play 3 matches, so you have a 6th match, which is an exhibition match. So what they usually do is, at those big tournaments where they have multiple courts, they play 2s, 4s, and 6s first. And then the last wave, they play 1, 3s, and 5s. And the reason why they do it in that order, if you have a team that, let's just say, is more dominant than the other team, if you play the odds first, 1, 3, and 5, the duel could be already decided by the time the second wave is, versus, let's just say, even if the better team wins 2, 4s, and 6s, the 6s doesn't count toward the record of the duel. So after that wave, it could be 2-0. So technically, that team only has to win the 1s, 3s, or 5s, but it kind of leaves some excitement versus... If the duel's already decided, I'm not saying people won't play as hard, but just results-wise, it's technically over. But so they do it that way. It's right on the beach. So if you're on one court, you could literally hit the ball in the water. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could do it. It's right on the water. And it's right on a street called Kalakaua, which is Hawaii's version of the Strip. So you have plenty of walking traffic that stops by. They set up music. They set up, you know, Hawaii volleyball fans, just like Nebraska fans, are great. So they come down there and support the sport. And for me, it was cool because that's the beach where I learned how to, being from Hawaii, that's where I learned how to play beach volleyball, is on literally at Queens Beach. So it's kind of cool for me is when I'm giving some feedback and telling them, hey, you should hit the ball toward the street versus the ocean. That was the feedback I learned. So it's kind of cool to, I guess, coach somewhere where you literally picked up the sport. The first time I played beach volleyball was on, you know, that little strip of sand in Waikiki. So it's really, really cool. And it's one of the birthplaces of beach volleyball, which is awesome. The girls get to play in there.
Fantastic. Love it. I know the team likes to compete in this. It's a break from the pounding of the gym and the hardwood floors and all those type of things. It's a lot easier on the body, and it's a little different skill set, too. Helps
yeah, it's still volleyball. So there's a lot of skills that, you know, I would say serving to a degree, passing, digging a little bit, and hitting. And mainly when I say hitting, your arm swing, a lot of those can translate over into indoor. Right. Setting to a degree a little bit, especially bump setting. But there's a lot of skills that are different. Blocking is different. You're not blocking with multiple people.
Right.
Most of the time, we kind of encourage you not to block and pull off the net and have two defenders, depending on who you're playing. Indoor, we probably wouldn't stay down unless the ball's way off the net. But if it's somewhat of a good set at indoor, you're going to, in a perfect world, you're going to have two blockers there with four defenders. In a perfect world for us, we get them off the net and we can pull our blocker back and have two defenders. So it's a different game. I don't know, for those who haven't watched beach volleyball before, but there's a lot of transfer. And I think the girls really, really enjoy it. Obviously, it's nice when they can get to go to nice, warm places during the spring. But I think they really enjoy the competitiveness and just the fact that just the sport alone puts them in their comfort zone. Especially, we're going to play against Hawaii. We're going to play against Oregon, Cal, all these teams that are really good. And some of them are going to probably be at the championships. And I don't know, it's kind of fun for the girls because I would say during the fall, most of the time we're the hunted. And now it's like, especially when we play those teams that are ranked in the top 10, it's, you know, they kind of feel like the hunter, you know. So it's a nice change compared to what, you know, they're grinding indoor all fall. And you know, for us, our goal is to win, to kind of be over 500 at the end of the year. And we feel like it's a realistic goal, but it's going to be tough, and we're going to have to win. We're going to have to win some swing matches either way that can kind of propel us to our goal.
Starts Friday, Wayne State Park College and Oklahoma Wesleyan at the Devaney Center. Jaylen, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
Actually, it's at the Hawks Championship Center, not Devaney, for this. Keep thinking indoor. I get my mind flipped. Good to see you. Jalen Reyes with us here on Sports Sunday. Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More of the show coming up.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Super move, but misses a three-footer. And the rebound, Izzy Bourne dribbles out of a double team. Kroll, top of the key. Three! You betcha! Off the assist from Izzy Bourne.
Hey Husker fans, tomorrow join Matt Coatney and Jeff Griesch on the HRN as the women's basketball team matches up with Illinois. Coverage begins at 6:45 p.m. following an abbreviated edition of Sports Nightly. Tune in to your local affiliates or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Tuesday night. Thanks to Jalen Reyes. I really enjoy talking to him. Isn't he
He's
a nice
great.
guy?
He's so nice, so nice. All of them are. Kelly is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, and oh my gosh, I just blanked on Tyler Hildebrand was so nice.
Yeah.
He was on. So one of my first assignments was the Big Red Blitz, or was that what it was called?
Big Red Blitz.
And we flew out to Shadron and Valentine, and he was on my rotation. He was with my group with Tony Tuioti, and Lauren Stivrins had not announced that she was coming back yet.
And he did that.
And he's not on social media at all. Like, not at all. And so he knew that they had been having conversations, but she hadn't announced it yet. And so then somebody asked him a question about it, and he's like, oh, she's back. Like, thought it was out. And then Coach Tuioti and I were like, we don't think that's been out yet. And then he felt so bad. He felt so bad. But yeah, no, that was funny. But he was so nice too. Going back, I've enjoyed getting to know his entire
pretty
staff.
Youthful looking guy.
Jaylen, yeah,
He just looks like he's really young. I'm not going to be here Friday. You and Andrew ought to go over there and watch a match or two.
I mean, I'd be fascinated to see it.
It's pretty cool. 2-on-2 is what it is, and they got that little sand pit in the Hawks Championship Center. That's where they play the matches. I think it's Park College and a couple of those they're playing on.
You ever played some sand volleyball?
I did, sure. I think anybody has. You've been to a campfire or something, you've done that. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to jump in that stuff because it just really, You can't get any lift off.
I can imagine just doing it 2-on-2 and covering that ground.
Jeez, gotta be in good shape for that. Tomorrow night, women's basketball at Illinois. Their margin for error is kind of gone. If they're going to make the NCAA tournament, they really need. Again, I hate using the term must win because it's not postseason time, but they're kind of right in that spot.
I mean, right now, we've been talking about the last few weeks that they've been kind of on the bubble. They were the last 4 in, and then now they're the last 4 out. And, the committee they favor teams that are trending up and not trending down. And so, having lost 4 in a row this late, not ideal by any means. This could be a good win for them, Illinois. And you never know how the rest of the field will shake out, automatic qualifiers, all of that. And being that the Big Ten does have some really good teams in the top half of the league, that will bode well for them. But they've got some work to do, let's face it. I mean, they cannot. You're right. The margin error is done, and they're going to have to go do some work at the Big Ten tournament too. But it's absolutely doable. It's not done, and it's not done for the men. The men still have a chance to make the postseason too. Whether that be, and I think the women, if they don't make the NCAA, they're a lock for the NIT. Don't you?
I do. Women,
and I think they'll try to. I think they would probably love for Nebraska to host.
And that tournament's kind of predicated on who can sell more tickets.
Right.
So Nebraska do well. But I don't want that one. I want the other one.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, I think for sure the women are headed to the postseason. And I think if for some reason the NCAA, they can't get there for whatever reason. And I think also the men have very much firmly, if they win a couple more, have also put themselves in a great position to be considered in the NIT as well.
The Illinois women are ranked. So if they could go win tomorrow night, get a road-ranked win, that would, I think, really bolster their case. So, Sam in Omaha, have you guys ever called a volleyball game? No, and I don't have any desire to do it. I think I'd be completely lost. And Sam said it looks like it's hard. And where's JB been? Anybody seen him?
I've not seen JB.
Andrew?
I have called
He disappears.
Yeah, he does. And then he'll just randomly pop up around springtime.
Yeah, we'll see that bike coming up the little trail right over there.
I have called it on TV, which is it's easier, obviously, than radio, but it is very hard. It's very fast. You think basketball's fast, and then you call a volleyball game, and it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. So, yeah, we miss JB too, Sam. I don't know. He just kind of disappears on us, and then we have to kind of go try to find him. All right, need to take a break. Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Back with some final thoughts next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student-athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student-athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program with a comment or question. Sam in Omaha, who just asked us about where JB is, also said, hey, we will miss you, Andrew. Best of luck. So Andrew's getting some shout out, some love. Crypto says, I bet JB's wearing his helmet. Because Andrew won't wear a helmet when he gets on his scooter. So, now wait a minute. When he's coming here on his bike, he hasn't had a helmet on, has he? I don't think he has. He lives like a block and a half from campus.
Yeah.
So when he bikes, it's just, but still, you're downtown traffic, he ought to be wearing. I'm going to tell him that next time. People are concerned he's not wearing a helmet when he's on his bike.
Well, I would be much more concerned about someone riding a scooter not wearing a bike than or wearing a
Good
not
point.
wearing a helmet wearing a scooter.
That's a good point.
I mean, I rode that thing. It goes fast.
It sure does.
And I didn't even. I barely had it going, and it definitely goes faster than I can bike.
No, that's true. 25 miles
25,
per hour.
I think
You better
25.
be an elite athlete to be able to get on with those.
Only elite athletes. Only meant for elite athletes. You heard Jess, she only got about halfway through it, you know. So she didn't want the full speed.
Do we have video of the 40-yard dash he did?
I do. Yeah. If anybody
might
wants to
have
see
we
elite
might have to post that
athleticism,
thing.
yeah.
Post that thing Thursday night. Let everybody see his giddy.
Oh, when he about fell over, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, what a good show tonight. It's been fun. Again, tomorrow night, a short show. We're going to recap the football press conference tomorrow. Rob Dvorak, the new linebackers coach, Donovan Raiola, the holdover from the previous staff to talk about the offensive line. I think there'll be some interesting things that come out of that. It's been so fun to hear from those guys as they get, and they've been kind of anchored here for a while. They can't go out and recruit anymore, so I'm sure they're all learning new schemes, learning their guys, learning their position rooms, spending some time around their position groups, building those relationships.
Do you think the reporters know not to ask him about his nephew, or is that illegal?
He can't talk about him.
Yeah.
No, he can't. Cannot talk about him.
Well, because it was with Mickey, right? With
Yeah.
Malachi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the CBS Evening News doing the piece on Malachi last week? Was
That's
that
awesome.
That was
really
fantastic.
cool. Really good. Awesome. It's great exposure. Really cool to see. Also, how about Adrian Martinez getting drafted?
In the USFL?
USFL, yeah.
Yeah. Good for him. Malachi's an interesting young guy. I can't wait to kind of be able to
Same.
get to meet him a little bit more. Tremendous athlete. You and I talked about him a few weeks ago when he was at that All-Star game in Hawaii. Did some eye-popping things in that scrimmage or exhibition that he played in out there. So he's not here yet. He will be here in the summertime to join the football team. Good stuff. All right, tomorrow night, short show. We can do that, right? 35 minutes. We can knock that out pretty easy.
Yeah. And then hopefully let's get a win in Illinois.
Man, so due to have a good performance. Good 40-minute performance of that team. They've had good moments. They haven't played 40 minutes for a while. Folks, our Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands, a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Have yourself a great night. Back with you for a short show tomorrow.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
You ain't seen nothing.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. Like the Ford F-150 or the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger pickups. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. Husker students on the debate team and Bateman competition public relations team earned national championships this past year, marking a first for each program. The debate team claimed victory with one of the youngest teams in the country, while the Bateman competition public relations team won their